On today's episode of the Riderflex podcast, my opinion on where we're headed with remote workers or hybrid type situations or going back to the office. Now, I'm recording this on December 12th, 2021. Here's what I see in the press, and here's what I think is going to happen. So really, this episode is me just ranting and giving you my opinion. Feel free to add your own thoughts and comment on this post. What sparked me to do this updated episode about working remote is some of the stuff I'm seeing in the news and in the press and LinkedIn articles. I feel like there's a little bit of a push to move people back to the office. And I see articles being written that lean that way and make it sound like it's a great idea and that most employees want to do it and it's more beneficial and it's better for the culture. Like there's this movement lately in some of the articles that kind of are suggesting that we need to do that and highlighting the so-called positive reasons why people should be pushed to go back to the office. And I'm looking at some of these articles and I'm thinking to myself, who's writing this stuff? Commercial real estate people that want commercial real estate buildings to, stay afloat with cubicles and offices. Like, are they writing these articles because they want people to go back to work so that they can continue to sell commercial real estate and sign leases for offices? Are gas companies writing these articles because they need more cars to get back on the road to, use more of their gas, so people need to commute more? Like, who's pushing this, right? What's the agenda and who's behind this movement? I wonder about that. I'm not really a conspiracy theory guy, right? But I'm just thinking to myself, when I read this stuff, I'm going, huh? Like, what are you talking about? Nobody that I know personally has called me and said, wow, Steve, I just cannot wait to start getting in my car every morning at 6 a.m., start it, let it warm up because it's cold outside, and then commute 49 minutes on the highway, which is dangerous and pollutes the planet and is irritating because traffic and congestion sucks, and then park in the parking lot and then freeze my ass off and walk up to the building. I just can't wait to start doing that again. Nobody's called and told me that. So I see these articles like, oh, people really want to return to the office. No, they don't. No, they don't. Stop acting like they do. The vast majority of the people do not want to return to the office. Now, I realize there are some, right? There's always an exception. Let's say maybe you live in a tiny little apartment with like 8 people and it's super noisy and you don't have your own space and you can't get a quiet working space in your home environment. Okay. Maybe they want to return to the office, but how about this? How about a work area that's near their home, like the library or some sort of satellite kind of location that's like a block away from their house versus driving 45 minutes into the old office? How about that? If they need a quiet space, right? So I get it, right? It's, in some cases, depending on your living situation, there's not a quiet place where you have good internet connection, etc. But even those, like I said, I think in those situations, people, they aren't looking to necessarily commute. They're just looking for a better workstation. So give them a workstation that's close to their house is my suggestion. I think it's crazy for us to even consider going backwards. I think if you open a laptop and use a phone, and that's what you do for a living, and you don't have to touch anything else, you don't have to be there for tactical, tangible work, and all you're doing is typing on keyboards or talking on your phone, you should work remotely. Those people shouldn't be on the roads, and we should create that space for people that do need to travel, right? The construction worker, the plumber, the oil field worker, the factory worker, the warehouse worker that actually does have to leave their house. Stop making people leave their home that don't have to. Now, do I think we should give those people the option? Sure. Okay, fine. Hey, if there's people out there that hate working from home, fine, let them come to the office if they want to, but don't force them to, and don't act like the majority of the people want to come back, because the majority does not. Working from home If you use video and Zoom and chat screens, it's wonderful. It's wonderful. You create so much more time for your family, for your hobbies, etc. You spend less money on gas, lunch, dry cleaning, all the rest of it. There's so many positive reasons. And I don't want to do a full episode on that, but because really this episode is geared towards what I'm seeing in the press, which is this movement like, oh yeah, there's so many negative reasons about working from home. There's so many positive reasons about going back to the office, and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, no, I don't think so. And there's my Riderflex tip and rant for the day.